Hello everybody and welcome back to Friday Night Magic. So, Patreon Day today, which is exciting because we've got, I don't think we've featured either of these people before. So that's kind of exciting. It's, 2 different Patreon decks, each by a different person, as you can see here. We have Alexander Sullivan with Forbidden Winnings, which is the deck that I'm playing. It's kind of cool. It's a Intruder Alarm, kind of Orchard Alarm style deck, but with some really weird win conditions. Like, basically, if a card says you win the game or target player loses the game on it, it's probably in this deck. It's Helix Pinnacle, Door to Nothingness, Laboratory Maniac, yeah. Some really fun things.
Aids to win.
Villainous Wealth, which is funny because if you create infinite mana and Villainous Wealth your opponent's entire library, you cast every one of their cards, but it also just exiles every card in their library, so then you go to their turn and they can't draw a card and they lose. Oops. Yeah. Which is kind of sweet. I'm kind of hoping that happens on camera. And you have a Gifts Tron list, which you can talk about it a litlittle if you want.
By Tyler Bartmess.
Yep.
So, good old Tron, but white-blue splash, and then it uses Gifts Ungiven for like a variety of different combos, whatever you need. Like there's always the just get something to reanimate plan, or there's Wrath of God, Supreme Verdict, and Day of Judgment for when you really need to find a Wrath. You just
find 3 different ones, yeah.
And they're forced to give you at least one.
Yeah, and there's some weird creatures in this that we don't see too often, like Sphinx of the Final Word, yeah. I actually have that in my list, too. That was pure coincidence.
Elish Norn.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, that's probably the worst one that I've done. But when you look at Elish Norn, kind of the whole thing of that art, other than the headdress, obviously, is like she's really limby. Like she's got really like long, creepy limbs and stuff.
Lanky.
Mr. Boopster
does 9 feet tall or
something. Yeah, Mr. Boopster doesn't really have any of that those lanky limbs, so it was a little harder than I thought, but that's fine. Yeah, so to decide who goes first, because we haven't done this in a while, here you go. We're going to roll tiny dice. Maybe, if it doesn't get stuck between my fingers.
5.
2. So.
At least I think that's a 5.
Yeah, it's more than 2.
It kind of looks like someone... No, that's a 4.
Is that a 4?
Yeah, someone... Because that's the 5.
Yeah.
That's a pencil mark.
Mr. Boopster, did you do that? Weird. Yeah. Anyway, so you'll be going first, and we'll see you in game 1. All right, game 1. Go ahead.
We've got those. Whoop.
And for myself, that's what I have going on. That's a lot of fun. So, hopefully we see that. Go ahead. Also worth noting, you currently have new sleeves.
Going for gray, so it matches the lighter green.
Yeah.
So let's do Colonnade tapped. Enter go.
Draw a card. Here's an untapped breeding pool. 18. My life total is not super important in this matchup, but here's a Helix Pinnacle. Card you probably don't see a whole awful lot, but
Shroud.
Yeah, a Shroud. You pay X to put X tower counters on it. And at the beginning of my upkeep, if there are 100 or more tower counters, I win the game. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn.
So if you want this off the table, you have to Ugin it. Pretty much.
Versus mine. Wall of Omens.
Okay.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw. Oh, man. Here's a Windswept Heath. I think we're going to crack this just for a Forest. Go to 17. Here I'm not getting a Shock Lane, because I really don't need one.
I'm just going to pay 2 mana towards your Helix Pinnacle.
Yeah, I should just be on the pay 100 mana game. I'd be at like 98, and then you'd just cast a Nugan and get rid of it. Be so good. But here's a Kiora's Follower. I pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Wall of Omens.
Yep. You got both arts?
And a Hallowed Fountain untapped.
Untapped.
Enter go.
That sounds like a path to me. Draw a card. Here's an island. Actually, here's not an island. Here's a plains. I don't think it's gonna matter, but just in case. 3 for an intruder alarm.
You played your land for the turn.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll still path them.
So I will respond to that by untapping the breeding pool. And then that happens. Go grab a basic. This doesn't really matter. So here's an island. Actually, you know what? Let's get a forest. I'm feeling foresty. I have more green things than blue things, so forest is probably a little better. In case I get to the point of wanting to cast multiple things in the turn, of course. Alright. Yeah, that's all. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn. Thirst for knowledge.
Yep.
1, 2. And we're going to discard a Gifts Ungiven and a Sphinx of the Final Word.
Alright.
Play an island as our land for the turn. Enter go.
And a turn, I will put a counter on Helix Pinnacle. I will untap.
Fortunately, that's only a 60-sided
Draw
dice.
cards. Yeah. I'll just add 2 20s if it gets to that point. I don't think it's going to, personally, get to that point. Yeah, so here's an island. Here is a Suture Priest,
Yep.
which would untap all my creatures if I had some, but I don't.
Untaps my walls.
Also tapped. And here's a Lab Maniac. So I gain 1 life, going to 18.
Untapping all things again.
Yes. And that's all I got. Pass turn. So I have a multitude of potential ways to win the game if I can get to that point.
Draw for turn.
Just need to get to that point. An untapper would be fantastic right about now.
At least it wouldn't have haste. Get your go.
Untap. Draw a card. Cards?
6 cards.
6 cards. And you can only condescend me for 3. So I'm going to cast a Glittering Wish.
Yeah.
And I'll go to my sideboard, which is the only 3 multicolored cards that were in there. He did give us a sideboard for this list, and I think that list also had a sideboard, but basically I'm just taking the only targets that I can fetch with Glittering Wish, because we don't really play sideboarded in this particular type of match. So I think I'll get... Is Wargate better? Probably. I think I'll get Wargate. So, put that into my hand. And I just don't really want to cast it this turn, to be perfectly honest, because you'll probably just counter it. So, in that sense, here's a tapped Temple Garden. I'll pass the turn.
End of your turn. We're going to Gifts Ungiven.
Yep. That is going to hurt a lot.
I think we'll find ourselves in a Burial Rite and an Iona, and fail to find for the rest.
Deal.
No other unique cards in this deck. Of course, you have to choose 2 of the 4 cards to go to my graveyard.
These 2.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Well, I think no matter what you name with Iona, it's going to shut off Wargate.
So we shall flashback Unburial Rites to bring back Iona.
So you lose 1 life from that entering the battlefield.
I untap all creatures, not that there's any tapped.
Nope.
And so green would shut off most of your tap ways to gain infinite mana. So I think I gotta name green.
Naming green. Alright.
Enter go.
End of turn. 3 counters on this bad boy. Putting it to 4. And then we'll untap. And draw. Alright. Sure. It's kind of funny. Here's a Forbidden Orchard. And here is a Door to Nothingness. So this enters the battlefield tapped.
Oh my.
And if I pay 10 mana, 2 of each color, which I'm currently not quite able to do, then I win the game. Or actually, target player loses the game.
Yeah, so you definitely got blue, green, and white.
Yeah.
It's those other colors that you're kind of lacking on, so you need a way to untap Forbidden Orchard for them.
Green, white. Yes. And I can't really play any mana accelerants because of
That's why I named green.
Iona shenanigans.
Just because you had the Helix Pinnacle already on the field, so if you'd played a untapper, could have been bad.
Yeah. But I'm probably just going to die to that Iona before I can get to that point.
The thing is, if you don't play creatures, it's harder for me to untap her.
That's true. I mean, you can too. It is a two-sided
I have to play creatures
effect.
as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So
mine are a little higher tier, so they're not going to come down as often.
This is kind of a cool combo because Forbidden Orchard gives you a creature and you lose a life from that. So if I had the infinite combo, Suture Priest just wins the game on spot.
Yeah. Draw for turn.
Just give your opponent 20 million tokens and each time it drains them for 1. I guess you can only give them 20. But same thing.
An Azorius Signet.
Sure.
And 2 mana. Prophetic Prism.
Okay.
Draw.
I guess this is actually a good time to mention some of the changes we made to these original lists. I didn't make a ton of changes. One thing I did do is I added 1 Suture Priest in for the Massacre Worm that was in here because I think that this combo is pretty sweet and I wanted to try that out. And
she's also in color.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a Blue Sun Zenith Laboratory Maniac kill. But an interesting thing with that is since Blue Sun Zenith shuffles back in, it's kind of a little
like if
awkward.
You had to draw Laboratory Maniac with the Blue Sun Zenith.
Yeah.
Then you'd put Blue Sun Zenith back in your library, and you'd have to potentially wait an extra turn, unless you had enough of your Serum Visions, which is the only other card in your deck that would allow you to draw cards.
And you are drawing cards, like drawing your deck, assuming that you have infinite mana with the Blue Sun Zenith anyway. But at the same time, I think it's just a little easier to put in a different X spell that doesn't shuffle back in for that reason. So we put in, I forget what it was called already.
Pull from Tomorrow.
Pull from Tomorrow, yeah. Fairly new card.
And we couldn't find any Azorius Signets in our local game stores, so we have 2 of those.
Yeah.
And 2 prophetic prisms.
Just drawing cards always nice.
Because drawing cards is nice.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I did draw from that. And 7 in the sky.
Get your 7 in now. I go to 11. 7, 11.
And Jiro.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to untap your guy, so I'm not going to add
I
a
don't
counter.
think 1 point,
No.
1 out of 100 is quite worth
No, definitely
untapping
not.
a 7/7.
Draw a card. Can't cast that. So what actually do I need here? I need like 3 more lands, basically. 3 more Omni lands. It's gonna be hard. Especially when I can't cast any birds or anything. So pass turn.
End of your turn. I'm going to path my Wall of Omens.
Sure.
It's just the best kind of ramp. Find a plains.
Colonnade gets around Intruder Alarm pretty well.
Guess it is not a creature when it comes to the untapped
No.
step.
Yeah, I think Iona probably seals this. Because I'm definitely not getting to Helix Pinnacle fast enough, and I don't think I have enough turns with Door to Nothingness before you just kill me.
Yeah, you'd kind of need to have been playing a Forbidden Orchard every turn for that.
Yeah, basically. But even then, that's not very... Well, it'd be okay if I drew like 3 in a row.
Untap. Draw for turn. Is the cost 3 life, though? You're at 11.
I'm at 11, yes.
Probably still worth it. So, 6 mana total. For an Elspeth Suns champion,
Alright.
who shall go up to 5 to make 3 1/1s.
So you take 3 damage from
And I
that.
take 3 damage.
And a bunch of creatures and tap and nonsense. But more importantly, you get to bash me for 7, which is going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, I figured the 3 life payment was
Yeah.
worth 7 damage.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a 6-mana card that said deal 3 to you and 7 to your opponent, you'd play it, probably.
So, 7 in the air.
I just realized that's the foreign one. Yeah, so I will take that to going to 4. Ouch.
Enter go.
End of turn. Let's put 6 counters on this bad boy. It's a 10.
1/10 of the way there.
1/10 of the way there. Untap our lands. Draw a card. I guess I can cast that, so I will. Serum Visions. Draw a card. Oh, that's good. Scry 2. That's also pretty good. The top, bottom. Okay. So... is it worth attacking or anything? Yeah, probably not. Black. You can have a token. So lose a life.
Just use a servo to represent
And
the spirit.
here's an illness in the ranks, so you can go ahead and take all those tokens away.
So sad.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't really got anything else to do, so pass turn. Even shut off Crew Fix, which would have been pretty helpful. here. Unfortunately, I'm just dead, so...
Rough return.
Turns out, Iona's pretty good.
We shall... There it is. Filter a white into a black.
Okay.
And 4 mana. To Unburial Rights, the Sphinx of the Final World.
Sure. You take
Word.
one.
Take 1.
What does that one even do? I don't even really remember. It's in my deck, but I don't even really... yeah, that's what I figured.
Can't be countered, hexproof.
Not really overly for this matchup.
7.
Well, we can plop down 5 counters on this bad boy. And that's all we can do. Because we're at 4. Alright, well, that was game 1. I had some kind of cool stuff I could have potentially done that game, but yeah, Iona shutting off green when I don't already have mana producers in play is pretty backbreaking. But we'll see what happens in game 2. Alright, game 2. Show my hand. So this one's a little interesting. At least that part of it is. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Go ahead.
We've got those.
Whoop. All right. So I really hate doing this, but here's a Forbidden Orchard. You can have a 1/1, and I'll have a bird. Go ahead.
Drop return. Tower.
Yep.
Attack you for 1.
19.
Sure go.
Untap. Draw a card. Huh. It's like all duplicates all the time. Here's another Forbidden Orchard. Here is a Serum Visions. So we're going to draw a card. Ugh.
Double Forbidden Orchard is turning lands.
I could go get all 3. Or all 4, actually. Let's see. Do I want either of these cards? Probably want at least... I probably want both of them. Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave them on top. Yeah, for the sake of mana consistency. Have another 1/1. I'll have another Serum Visions. Look at 1 card deeper. Okay, that works. Both on top. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw return. Planes.
Really need an illness in the ranks.
Do ace.
17, sorry. 17.
And a Wall of Omens. Sure go.
Untap. Draw a card. Actually. Do we just do that? You know what? Yes. Forbidden Orchard. You can have 3 1/1s. I'll make 4 mana.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll Wargate for 1. And that's gonna go fetch. Illness in the ranks. Congratulations. Go ahead.
Now you have lands with no downside.
Yep. This probably wasn't right to waste a Wargate on that, but it's kind of funny.
Power plant.
And as you can see, my mana's being a little hard on me.
And an Azorius Signet.
Okay.
Sure go.
Untap. Draw a card. Oh. Here's an untapped breeding pool. Going to 15. You can have a 1/1, but not really. Intruder alarm.
Yup.
Okay, so I have 4 mana this turn. Is that right? That sounds right.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have 5, right? Because I give you a thing, it untaps.
No, because you give me a thing to untap. Yeah, like you have 1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4. Unless you play.
Oh yeah, because that was
creature.
tapped initially.
Yeah, it was tapped.
Sure.
Yeah, you had to tap it to cast the intruder alarm, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's all I got then. Pass turn.
Untap.
Next turn, I
Draw
have a
for
lot of
turn.
mana. Potentially. Unless you kill the bird, of course.
That is really great. Tower. Enter go.
Nice. That does not untap. Draw a card. Let's see.
I mean, you could have untapped it. You should have untapped it on my turn if you didn't have any use for the mana.
Yeah, you're right. I might as well have. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I did that. Tapped a Forbidden Orchard, got a token
Does
just
give
to
you
untap the
1
bird.
extra mana this turn, which
Yeah.
could matter.
It probably isn't going to, but we'll see. Okay, so what can I make this turn then? Jesus. So I can make 5 just from this, but then I get 3 untaps, so I can make 5, 6, 7, 8 mana total?
Yes.
And that's just assuming I don't play other creatures. So... Seven... Here's a Misty Rainforest. That actually changes the math a little bit. I'm just wondering if I can win this turn. I might be able to. Perfectly honest. Crack this. Going to 14. I think at this point I'm just going to get a basic forest. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total. I think I'll just settle maybe for this. Yeah, okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can have a 1/1, but not really, which untaps this. 5, 6, 7. For a Sphinx of the Final Word.
So 5/5.
Just a 5/5, but it is a creature, so that gets to
Untaps.
untap him.
That can't be countered.
1, 2, 3. So I only got 3 others this turn. Yeah, I think I like that. Because this gives me some game even if you draw a removal spell for the bird. So pass turn.
Draw for turn.
There's a line I could have taken, like a more risky line I could have taken that probably would have won me the game a little faster, but I like this better.
1 for white and a blue.
Yeah.
And a white and a colorless to that for Supreme Verdict.
Like that, for instance. Although, that still wrecks my day pretty hard. Yep.
Gets that 5/5. And my wall. And a Celestial Colonnade tapped. Sure go.
Untap. Draw a card. Well. Door to Nothingness.
Oh.
Go ahead. See, last turn I could have cast this instead, and then potentially untapped with it next turn and just won the game. But I kind of like the idea of playing around a path Not necessarily a wrath, but anyway.
Draw for turn. We have the mine.
Okay. That's scary.
So, make a white and a blue.
Yep.
Second blue. So, 1, 2, 3 mana so far.
Yep.
Six, 7, 8. For Sphinx of the final word.
I guess you get the final word. Yeah, can't do anything about that.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Yeah, it's not gonna do a ton for me. Yours is so much better than mine.
I mean, the intruder alarm does make it a little bit more difficult for him to attack.
Yeah, but the problem is all my lands turn him back on.
Yeah, that's the one problem.
So I can't cast spells, basically. 1, 2, 3. It's not going to be good enough, but I suppose I got to try it. 5 mana, Crew Fix, and a Talaria
3
West.
untapped triggers.
Yep.
Bleh, bleh, bleh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why
Unfortunately, it's colorless mana.
Yeah, he doesn't store colored.
Yeah.
Untap.
In this situation, even Omnath would have been better.
Draw for turn. Five.
Yep, 9.
And blue and 3 colorless. 4 gifts ungiven.
Oh, great. just might as well just have it all. Yeah. Natural Tron, Giant Fatty, Gifts, Supreme Verdict.
Find him and... Oh, that would give you... Yeah, he could be good, but he'd actually give you an out if you only needed blue mana. But when else are we going to show him off? Stormtide Leviathan.
Sure, why not?
Once again, it's the only 2
Yep.
unique cards in my library.
And you could just plop him into play this turn, because you also have Tron.
And we'll plop them into play this turn.
Yep.
So now all lands are islands in addition to their other types.
Yep.
So your Forbidden Orchards can tap for blue without giving a creature.
It's true.
And if we played a land this turn,
I don't know.
Flooded Strength. Sure.
Good. I don't know what this could be. It's not going to do anything. I'm just dead to attacks. Yeah, I'm just dead to attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we can Helix Pinnacle, and we can tapping these as islands. Intruder Alarm. But that's about all we can do. That doesn't even turn on Crew Fix yet. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 7.
2 more things.
Yeah, so you got me. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Poor
2
door to
mana.
nothingness.
For a Prophetic Prism.
So close, yet so far.
And nothing else exciting. 13.
You got me. Yeah, so since this is a Patreon video, we're still going to be doing a game 3 for our booby prize, so we'll see you there. Alright, game 3. Show my hands. I don't know if it's good. I thought the last hand was good, but apparently it wasn't good enough, so I don't know. We'll see. Go ahead.
And we've got those.
Whoop. Alright. Have yourself a spirit. Here's a bird. Go.
Get the 1/1 again. Draw for turn. Mine. And a map.
Yep.
1.
19.
Enter go.
Tap. Draw a card. That one could be good, but I much rather would have had it be a land, I think. There's a Talaria West. And you can have another 1/1. Here's a Kiora's Follower.
2/2.
Go ahead.
Mortal enemy of my 1/1s. Oh, is that the game we're playing? Power plant?
Yep.
Crack for a tower.
Yep.
And swing.
Block one of them. Take one. Go to 18.
Sure go.
Untap. Draw a card. There's a Suture Priest.
I think it does it. Oh no, you don't have the
No,
intruder alarm yet.
I don't have intruder alarm. It's close. It's close. So you can have a 1/1. Take one.
Yay.
Here's an illness in the ranks with the black I made.
Oh.
Can I do anything else this turn? Not really. Pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. So here's the tower I found.
Yep.
I'll play tower.
Yep.
Apparently they just wanted me to have these. 2 mana for a prophetic prism.
I mean, at least you didn't Ugin this turn. I might have 1 turn.
Enter go.
Alright, end of turn. That will untap Orchard, and then I will tap Orchard to give you a 1/1.
Which just means I lose life.
Yes, basically.
Bleh.
Then we'll untap, and we'll draw. And I think that probably does it. But you can filter, so...
Filter.
I gotta beware of a really big condescend that I can't pay for. That you probably have. So, here's a breeding pool untapped, going to 16. 1, 2, 3. I can't really do it anyway, right? Because I go and fetch. Well, actually, yeah, I can. As long as you don't condescend me for a lot. So 2, 3. 4, 5. Oh no, I'm wrong. Still don't have enough mana. So...
You would require 4 mana if I have a condescend.
But that's still not going to do it. So you can have a 1/1 and lose life.
Bleh. 17.
Glittering Wish? With that mana?
Glittering Wish. Surprise, it's Condescend.
For how much?
For 4.
Sure. Cannot pay for that.
Scry 2. Both to the bottom.
Okay. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we'll use Kiora's Follower to untap Orchard. And then you can have a 1/1.
Bleth. 16.
So 3. Is this worth doing? Honestly, it probably still isn't worth doing. Yeah, I changed my mind halfway through that, but it doesn't really matter. So, pass turn. Because I would have done that pretty much all at end step anyway.
Untap.
Didn't really make a difference.
Draw for turn. We're going to play a tower. Enter go.
Oh, no Ugin. Whew. It's really the only thing I'm really terrified of, is Ugin. Draw a card. And I guess another Condescend for 1,000,000 would be pretty hard to deal with.
There are only 2 in the deck.
Yeah, but you probably have both. I will go to 14, that breeding pool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4. You lose life.
15.
5, 6. You lose another life.
Bleh. 14.
Wargate for 3.
Yeah.
Intruder Alarm. And here's the sucky thing. Go. Just keep giving you turns, which is not somewhere I like to be when you got a Tron in play.
See, no, you know what? This is funnier, so I'm going to do it this way. Draw. Plains.
Yep.
11 mana.
Oh my.
Emrakul, the Promise End. Enter go.
Alright. Well, you take my turn first, right? That's
Yeah.
how that works? Okay. So we're going to untap. These don't untap.
But the Suture Priest.
And we're going to draw a card.
Attack for 1. Block.
Deal.
Make mana. Make infinite mana. I'm going to kill myself. With the Villainous Wealth.
You're not even going to let me do it?
No, I'm going to do it.
Fine. So, yeah. Alright. Villainous Wealth, your entire library.
Which I believe gets you all the non-lands.
Yeah. So you exile the top X cards of your library. You can cast any non-land cards with converted mana cost X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. So, assuming that you got like 50-some cards in your library, I can cast anything that costs less than 50. But actually, you get to choose which ones to cast. So there's that. I don't even get the joy of doing this. Ugh. The worst.
We gotta cast that. We gotta cast that.
Just cast all the permanents.
We're gonna Umbrella Rights back the Suture Priest.
Okay.
You get to draw a card.
Yep.
You get to draw a card.
Yep.
Get an Ugin.
Yep.
Get an Elishnoy.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. Draw a card. I'm also gaining life this whole time, but yeah.
We're gonna name Blue.
Okay. This is ridiculous.
And
I didn't even get the joy of doing it myself.
All that disappointment.
Okay.
I was really hoping when you'd played the door in the second game that I could somehow get out a Emrakul, but then I just couldn't get the mana.
Can you at least let me have my turn?
Yeah, because they're all
Like,
going to
don't
attack.
kill yourself
I think
this turn?
that's funnier.
Yeah.
We have infinite mana, so we should...
Where the hell these come
Protection
from?
from instants. Damn. Protection from instants. Such a shame.
Yeah, you do have infinite mana of basically any color. With, if you don't know what we're doing here, Kior's Follower with Forbidden Orchard and Intruder Alarm is infinite mana.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I'd killed the
color.
Suture Priest before, is because it would have killed me otherwise.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'd attacked it into the Emrakul, so we could have villainous well.
Yep.
And-
So... What?
Just looking.
Just in my sideboard? Yeah, it's just literally those 3 cards.
Yeah, Glittering Wish doesn't get anything interesting.
Yeah, so just gonna choose to exile the rest of these then?
I mean, you could get cards, I suppose, with the Thirst for Knowledges.
Why bother?
Yeah, why bother?
Yeah, okay, so your library is exiled.
Yes.
So now I get an actual turn.
You get an actual turn.
Alright, I think everything's probably untapped by the end of this, because these are all creatures, so...
Yes.
Plus, yeah, Forbidden Orchard would let that happen anyway. So I've got all of these things in play.
Oh, we
They're-
should have made 3 1/1s for you.
Okay, fine.
Forgot about the Planeswalkers.
Yeah. Okay, so... And this is at 7. I assume you probably don't want to do anything with this.
I probably wanted to go up and shoot myself. Why not?
Fine.
11.
So you're 11. Okay.
That's 9's still not good enough to
Okay,
LPM.
so
but
we
it's
draw a
fine.
card. And... Let's see here. So there's a million different ways I could kill you. But...
Attacking with all of my creatures seems like a good plan.
It does. It doesn't seem too bad. But what I could do is... I'm going to use Elspeth's middle ability. So that destroys this and this. Actually, does that destroy everything? No, it doesn't destroy 1/1s and 0/1s. So I get to keep my Suture Priest, my bird, and these 3 soldiers. But everything else dies. Oh no, these walls don't die.
You gotta keep the walls.
The walls don't die. Okay. So you can have all those.
I'll go to my graveyard.
Yeah. And then, let's see here. Ugin will... Why not? He'll go down 9 to exile everything. That has a color. So you can have all those back. And we'll exile all these bad boys here. Because I want to win on my terms. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll pass the turn.
Give me a 1/1.
Here's a 1/1.
Yay.
Pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Woo! Alright, well, that's not quite how I expected that game to go, but that's how it went. So, alright, this was this
I was
matchup.
worried you were going to kill me before I could get up to the mana for the Emrakul.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, every turn I was like 1 mana short of being able to do that. Just kind of unfortunate. But, yeah. So, that was this matchup, Forbidden Winnings versus Gifts Tron. This video is a little long, but I'll just kind of, briefly go over a couple of things. So, I really like this Forbidden Winnings deck a lot, but I think it's a little too, what's the word I'm looking for here? Gimmicky, I guess. So just like a standard Orchard Alarm deck that just has kind of more copies of everything that will get you the combo and like ways to find it and yada yada. Just feels a little more consistent than like kind of messing around with Helix Pinnacle and Door to Nothingness.
Those cards are.
They are really fun, and it's really interesting if you win with a way like this, or like what happened in the last game, for instance. So there's a lot of really neat potential in this deck, but if you want to like sleeve this up to a tournament, probably probably want to go a little more all in on the Orchard Alarm combo and just like winning the old-fashioned way instead of like activating a Helix, Pinnacle, or a Door to Nothingness. But if you want to have more fun with this type of deck, it's definitely the deck for you. So, big fan. Anything about yours?
Not really too much to say.
Seemed pretty good.
Yeah. Like, interesting enough. Got all the different weird win conditions. I quite like the extra white Planeswalker. And
yeah. This I'm not sold on.
Yeah, I'm not into
Stormtide Leviathan.
He sounds interesting enough because he's an 8/8 that can attack unimpeded.
Yeah.
And if they don't have flyers, which is quite a lot of the modern metagame, then he's essentially he's essentially like a moat for them.
Yeah.
But there's always also the white guy that just says creatures can't attack you and has flying.
Yeah.
And probably fills
Blazing
the role
Archon.
a little better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
Elish Norn, of course, is really great.
Oh, yeah.
For certain decks.
Iona's very good
can be
also.
backbreaking for certain decks, so definitely those are the ones you want
Yeah.
for the Imperial Rights. I'm not really sure about him either. Just 5/5 flying.
Yeah.
Doesn't accomplish too much.
I mean, I guess the point of him is it lets you do stuff freely after without having to worry about it being countered or anything. But if you're already casting an Unburial Rights on something, just win the game, maybe.
Yeah. I guess if you're casting him off Tron, he's a little more.
That's true. That is true. So, yeah, that was this matchup. Thanks again to Alexander Sullivan and Tyler Bartmus. I think it's Bartmus. For these two submissions. If you want to submit stuff yourself, our Patreon link is in the description. And we'll see you tomorrow with Super Sealed. Bye.